What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's vlog, I guess it would be, is a really cool one. I'm meeting up with two of Calgary's premier photographers and graphic designers to do a really cool shoot. They're the Bombelkie Twins, and these guys are great, man. Like, what they do is you know what? I'm just going to let them explain it. What we're going to do is we're going to do a little interview today. We're going to go behind the scenes of the shoot. I'm going to take you through exactly everything that these guys do on their creative and artistic journey. We're going to get a little bit of a backstory on them, and we're pretty much just going to make some magic. As you guys know, I won 2 overalls at TNT Muscle, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be depicting my victory in artistic format. All right. And I think that I have a really good idea in my head of how I want this to turn out. So it's I'm looking forward to seeing what these guys have in store for me. And we're going to take you through the entire artistic process from start to finish. All right. I'll see you guys inside. All right. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I am here with David and Marcin Bombelkie. Bombelkie. Perfect. And we are today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be depicting my victory at the TNT Muscle Showdown in artistic form. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of like a behind the scenes. I want to interview these guys because they're some of the most talented, like, artistic creators that I've ever really seen, and I'm super excited. I've actually seen their work for the past number of years, but we've just never really connected. So we finally got a chance to connect. So I've got them here on the channel today. We're going to do a behind the scenes. I want to ask them a couple of questions just to kind of pick their brains, because when you see their artwork, like, I'll post a little bit right now. When I post a little bit, you'll see kind of like how amazing their stuff is. And it's just like, I remember when I first saw your art, I always thought that you guys were like based out of like Greece or Rome, or you had a castle in the hills or something like that.
Maybe in our brains, yeah.
Like a set or something like that. But these guys are two of the most, I've literally spent the last 10 minutes with them. They're two of the most humble guys that I've ever met, and I'm super excited to have them on the show right now. So tell me a little bit about yourself. So first of all, which one's which for the camera, and then just tell me kind of a little bit about you guys.
Okay, so we're twins, obviously. Yeah, so I can't hide it.
Yeah.
We kind of embraced it.
Yeah.
If anything. So I'm David, or David.
Perfect.
I'm Marcin. And basically, we are from Poland. So,
okay.
You know, Bombelkie is basically a word that we're called. It means bubbles in Polish.
Okay, cool.
So it's like the English equivalent would be 2 peas in a pot.
Oh, nice.
So
so it's just a nickname. It's not your last name or anything.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
Our last name is Vitukevich, which.
Okay, that would be a lot harder to pronounce for all of us in Canada, right? Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that and that's basically what our name is. Bombelkie is bubbles. It's just what we're called. It's like Twinlam, you know, things like that. So we just embraced that name and kind of ran with it.
I love it.
And we've always done everything together. We're always together. We share everything because growing up, we didn't have much, so we always had to share a lot.
Right. And
we always had to share clothes and stuff, you know, hand-me-downs from our older brother.
Right.
We're the middle. We have a younger sister, older brother.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, we moved here when we were 8 to Canada and just been here ever since.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's...
Cool.
I don't know if that answers your question.
No, definitely. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I basically just want to kind of pick your guys' brains and tell everybody in the audience, like, and anybody who's aspiring to either be a photographer or a fitness model or create pieces of art, like, what you guys are all about, right? So we're gonna do, next question would be, how did you get started in photography?
So that's kind of a loaded question, because we've done art all our life. It's just something that comes naturally to us.
So it's more like been involved in art, and not necessarily specific in photography, but art.
That makes sense.
So like growing up, like pick up a paintbrush and we could paint high realism kind of thing, like without being taught kind of thing.
Right.
So it's just natural, and we see photography or the camera as kind of like a brush, a tool, like a part of the process of creating work. So in high school, our friend was in the photography department, and we were always wondering how you get, like, from a film, how you get it onto paper.
Right.
So we went into a dark room with her, and we're like, this is cool. Let's do, so we joined the department and started fiddling around in the dark room and just fell in love with the whole process.
The process of it,
framing of the images and like visualizing how it looks in your head, because that's kind of how we work with art, period.
Right.
We were told that by the art teacher that we have a good eye, which I don't know. That
well, it's just talent, right?
Yeah. I don't know.
I thought it was just about the framing.
Yeah,
we could frame things properly.
So nowadays with all the massive technological advancements, like you guys have way more tools at your fingertips, right? Which you guys are going to see in this video, like the way that they edit stuff is absolutely, it blows my mind. So how would you say like you became passionate? So you guys started off as artists, right? As kids, then it kind of went into photography, and then it kind of blended in as technology advanced into graphic design. It got into like, because I know you guys, like I said, when you see how the way that they edit, it's absolutely crazy. But like now that technology's advanced and all that stuff, right? And you have access to so many different tools with the computer, like how did it go from you doing art as a kid to being in the dark room and doing photography and stuff like that into now what it is today, where you create these monumental pieces? Like how did that transition?
I think like one easy way of describing it would be, how you watch a movie and you see special effects.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't actually filmed in the camera,
right? But
somebody thought of it. So I think what we do with like why we went into the arts is because we have like this huge imagination,
right?
And it's one way of showing visually to the person what we think, how we imagine something,
right?
So with like today's technology and special effects and stuff like that, it's kind of almost like a tool that we can access to show what we like,
ideas
and
concepts,
like imaginative things that you can't really take a picture of.
Right.
The reason we started doing the way we do our work is because when we first started, we didn't have a studio, we didn't have lights, we
didn't have a backdrop.
We didn't have a backdrop. We just kind of like I think Cade Eaton, he was the first model who let us try out our skills, kind of thing, and
right.
So we cut him out of the background and put like concrete or whatever, and it kind of started morphing into like adding things like replacing shadows, and we're like, oh, this is really like painting, and then kind of like started snowballing into like adding fabric,
because we like the classical,
changing the sky, and then so with our influences being what they are, kind of started morphing into like the more we practice, the more challenging concepts we started attacking, and so we just kind of snowballed into this big thing. Whereas in the beginning it was just like replace the background,
right?
Making sure figure out how you cut a person out so it doesn't look like they were cut.
Right.
Like the photo was taken there.
Yeah, exactly.
So in the eye.
So basically.
Man, that must have taken a lot of practice, then, eh? What program do you guys use? Photoshop,
yeah.
eh?
And also like for other additional things, After Effects.
Right.
So because you can export.
And we're also learning Blender, which is like a free 3D program.
So we can eventually down the road add like dragons and
oh, nice!
Like
that's
real,
crazy.
Because right now we're just limited to like stock images.
Right.
You can find like lions and whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Bears and
Yeah. Of course.
With the 3D aspect of it, we'll be able to render
render thing. You'll be able to actually create.
Yeah.
things.
It's just learning it and then
out
also,
of thin air.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
that's cool, man.
Yeah. So it's gonna be
that's where
we're going.
That's where you're going. Awesome. Okay, that leads right into actually my next question. My next two questions actually. So where do you guys find your inspiration, and where do your influences come from?
Okay. Well,
first, like in the very beginning, it was like the comics and like cartoons that you grew up as a kid watching.
Yeah.
So superheroes. Obviously, not everybody's a superhero. And movies, and
just anything that evokes like imagination.
Fantasy movies, like Neverending Story. I think was the
Neverending Story.
Yeah.
Was like
the dark
imagine.
This kind of like fantasy, kind of like your brain.
Different
just
worldly.
Exactly.
So that's where, and then also Boris Vallejo.
Okay.
So like he's kind of he painted beautiful. Everybody heard of Frank Rosetta?
Yeah.
Okay.
But nobody's heard of Boris Vallejo and
Judy
Bell. They're like same style artists, and they painted bodybuilders and stuff like that, like these epic if I don't know, when you're doing it, you'll probably post like a Boris Vallejo, Julie Bell, and Frank Rosetta.
Yeah.
And you'll see, like literally, those are like what we do.
Okay.
Like, but they painted their, you know, beautiful work. So those were our influences and movies, and recently we like the way we post people, and we want to evoke the emotions that are involved in like the old sculptural work that you've seen, because we're like from Europe, and we went to back to Poland for a visit, and we went to like the churches and stuff, and like the sculptural work is just like there's so much emotion in just a person standing there, you know.
Right. Yeah.
So we're like adding that kind of stuff into our work. Like we pose people, like people don't have to pose, they don't have to be a model or anything.
Yeah.
So we just pose people, and we always try to, you know, stage posing.
Yeah.
Throw that out.
Yeah.
Right. It's like ingrained in your, so you know, we'll pose you in like these weird contorted kind of feeling.
It's going to feel uncomfortable, but
if it feels uncomfortable,
it's
going to
look
like
it's
exactly.
Because you know, like the Renaissance and the Baroque period.
Nothing great ever happens in your comfort zone, people.
Yeah.
Right. So just remember that.
So yeah, and we want to translate the feelings that a simple pose can.
Right.
You know, fire up.
Can invoke inside you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
And the most powerful images are like people just standing there, like looking like a stoic.
Right.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's just, it has so much emotion, and all you have to do is just add colors or like a subtle light or fabric flowing, and it adds
even
that much more depth to the.
Just work with that feeling of the pose.
Right.
Sometimes the images themselves actually tell us how they want to be.
Right.
You mean the pose?
The pose. Yeah.
Like when we're going through the shots, it's like that one speaks to you, and you're like that for sure.
But you have a basic concept, and you have an idea in your head, but you know you have to work with both of them, because it won't look exactly how you see it in your head.
Right.
Because the photo itself, it just leads it. So it needs this.
And that's cool, because like it's the same thing when you watch interviews with like Hollywood directors and stuff like that, right? They'll tell you that sometimes the picture will just tell them what it needs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's really cool that you guys have gotten yourselves to a place where you've surpassed the level of skill that you need in order to be able to do those things. So now it's literally just like you're almost communicating with the art itself. And when you guys see on the screen, like it's the stuff they do is monumental.
Yes.
Right?
So that's why the name. It's a monumental.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
The physicality, the work you put in. You know.
Yes.
We might as well put in as much work as you put into your physique. You know.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I love it. I love it. The passion these guys talk with it just makes me so excited. All right, next question. So, why do you guys do what you do? Like, what's your deep down reason why? And then I'll branch it into the next question, which is, where do you see yourselves in 5 years? Like, so why do you do this? Why are you doing like your own business, and why are you doing these monumental pieces? And where do you see it going in the next 5 years?
Okay, so I think the reason we do these kind of images, you know, when you're a kid and you're bullied and you're just like, oh, I wish I was a superhero or whatever.
Oh yeah, I was bullied too.
Yeah. So like you kind of have that idea, and it's just something that you want to be like this. You know, you want to be this perfect. You know, because nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
So it's just a reflection of what people aspire to. You know, and that's how we want to be. You know, but doing it for other people gives us a lot of pleasure. Right. You know, not pleasure, but just
pleasure's a good word.
Enriches our life, I guess. I don't know. It just makes you feel good.
Absolutely.
You know? So because we live by the motto, treat people the way you would like to be treated. Yeah. Always. So like, I always wanted a photo like that. You know. Right. And I'm assuming a lot of people would like a photo like that too. So why not do that? You know. Yeah. Exactly. So that's why we do what we do, but also we have such a passion for art. Right. And creating something, and it's like breathing for us. So we want to create. Not want to, but we just need to do it. Yeah. It's more like need to. Yeah, it's a passion. It's a passion. I love it. I 100% love it. So where do you guys see your brand, your business, your monumental artwork? Like, where do you guys see yourself in 5 years? That is a very good question, because I don't think we where I want to be is like a lot of people wanting to shoot with it. Right. You know? That's where I want to be, you know. Because you want to do your passion every single day. You want to just work on it every single day and get better and get better. Yeah, you know, that's where I want to be, and you know, I want people to frame their images, and you know, because our pictures are meant to be framed. You know, Instagram's so small, it doesn't have that effect. When you see the photos printed up large or whatever, it's like when you go to like the Louvre, you know, those huge paintings, like people are like ants compared to these paintings. That's the size. That's that's the epicness of it. That's so yeah, I want a lot of people to get pleasure in viewing their images hanging on the wall and that feeling that we captured what they wanted to, you know, their feeling, you know, like when you get a good pump. You feel so awesome and you want to capture that and hold on to it, kind of thing.
Because it's a memory, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we're here to create, right? Like the feeling that I had when I walked off that stage and I had the 2 overall titles. Like that's the feeling that I want. But then also the fact is that it's July 5th right now and I compete again in 8 days against all the national athletes, and it's almost like I've won a battle, but I have yet to win the war.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So like I'm in between, I'm rising, I'm ascending, and that's why this project is called Ascension. Where did you learn your graphic arts? Like did you guys teach yourselves? You said YouTube was your main influence, so you pretty much are just you're self-taught on everything?
Yes. So there's a photo we want to do and we don't have the costume or whatever. Yeah. So we're like, well, if you're painting something, you usually use something as a reference anyway, right? Yeah. So with our photos, we use like a cape, you know. So let's just toss some fabric so it's flowing, you know. Because we've tried using a fan and like putting a cape around, and it just the wind. You have 100 shots and none of them are even usable. Yeah. Because it doesn't want to listen, and sometimes you just have to toss it. So yeah, we started like just taking photos of like, let's say a ring, you know. Yeah. And we use it for like the things that you hold the cape around, and then like a chain. We took a bit and put that there, so it looks like, you know. Yeah. And then you blend it all together. The added bonus is that if you do it this way, it looks more idealized. Because in reality, if there's like a cape being held by these things in a chain, it'd be like choking if there's wind pulling on it. Right? Yeah, exactly. So it kind of it works out way better. Right. So you know,
you can make it look the way you want instead of gravity controlling your art. You control your art. Yeah. Have you ever considered like transitioning into like movies and TV?
Yes. Oh, yeah. At first, what we wanted to do is, because we like the whole fancy things, we wanted to be directors. Yeah, that was the first thing. Yep. Right, but
I guess it's a little bigger art college, and they really crushed our spirit. Like they are.
That's what the world does.
Yeah, like our creative spirit was crushed. It's like, well, what we were doing is completely wrong, and you're not allowed to do that. Right. So people assume because of the way our stuff looks, like, you know, you yourself thought we have a huge studio. Yeah. But no, we love what we do and we do it for free. Right. But it would be nice if we...
It's like not everybody can afford Porsche. Yeah. We want them to have good, good representation of their physique. Right. Because it is expensive to be a bodybuilder. We know that. Yeah. You know, all the everything's. So it's like having a great photo. So that's why we do everything for you, because we see the potential in the person. Yeah. And we want to shoot with them because we want to capture that.
Like what your last Instagram video was, the 4 pillars. Yeah. I want all those 4 pillars to be checked out.
Perfect. Yeah. So what, health, wealth, love, happiness?
Yes.
Fulfillment?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, even living here, I don't want like a really expensive car, nothing, just make a living off, do what we do, just get paid for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, we have a picture.
Absolutely. So that's you guys' number one motivating factor, is to do what you're passionate about, right? And I think this is something that's massive right now in this day and age with social media and how everybody is comparing themselves to one another, and we have so much at our fingertips with like dating apps and all of the different things that we have nowadays. It's information overload that people get lost in the fact that they don't live their lives the way that they want to, right? And that's a big part of the reason why I do my mindset stuff, the reason why I'm a fitness coach and a life coach. And it's because I want people to realize that like living your day-to-day life with passion is just as important as living as having money and having a family and doing your responsibilities, having a career and stuff like that, right? Because at the end of the day, you get one life, right? And if you can live it the way that you want to live it, whether that's for you guys, if you want to live in a humble way, you want to do what you're passionate about, you want to make a living off of your career, your passions and stuff like that, or if it's the person who wants to go and work on Wall Street and make millions and millions of dollars, right? It's just a difference in personality traits, right? And not one is right above the other, but what really makes a person happy and fulfilled is living a life with passion.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what you guys want to do. And that's really, really cool that they said that, because that's one of my biggest motivators in life. That's why I'm a fitness coach. That's why I deliver the content that I do. That's why I do exactly what I do, because I believe that you should always be living with passion, always moving forward, and always getting better. Well, so it's time.
Yes.
Hey, let's get this thing going. Let's get creative. Let's do it. So we're going to take you through the entire artistic process. We're going to do behind the scenes. You're going to see everything that goes into one of these monumental pieces. And I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's make some magic.
Epic music. So like a slash somewhere.
Yeah.
Once we get the pose, in Photoshop it'll be easier. But yeah, like so that if you're just holding the
metals.
Wow, brain. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, if you're just holding the metals and just the sword, and that's all you have left, you know.
Right.
But you're not finished yet.
Exactly.
It adds that much more.
That makes sense.
You know, peril.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But you're
more
still
emotion.
going. Yeah.
More
so
emotion.
that's kind of how I feel about the.
That's how I felt when I fucking when it happened, man. To be honest. I was so exhausted. I starved myself for like 16 weeks. Went through hell and back. Literally almost crashed my car because I went hypoglycemic. Fought with my wife countless times. Could barely feel love for my son, because when you're super low body fat, you don't have emotion, right? You kind of lose all emotion.
Yeah.
And then when it finally happened, it was like one of those moments where like this was all worth it. This was all worth it.
Coming through the clouds.
But it was almost like it's all worth it, but there's still so much left to do. Still 3 more weeks of grind, still 3 more weeks of hard work, 3 more weeks of dieting, 3 more weeks of killing myself until I actually face the guys on the next level, basically, right? So that's the emotion that I want to bring. So I think you're exactly right. Like the blood, the bruises,
like you've been
my cape is ripped apart, exactly.
So it's like you're down to not your last, but like you're holding on to just
hope at that moment.
Everything that's inside you that makes you you. Yeah. And you're still climbing and going.
Exactly.
You don't have any more, armor or anything.
Yeah. I love it.
So yeah, that's kind of how I want to show it.
Done. Let's do it. I'm excited. I'm ready. Let's get it going. What do I do? Tell me exactly what to do.
So.
Yeah, my physique came through. Finally, earlier this week I had these guys don't know this yet, but I had a bit of a binge earlier this week. Oh. Where like for an hour, I kind of lost control a little bit, and it was almost like this darkness went over me. And like, when were we supposed to originally do the shoot? Tuesday?
Yes.
Monday afternoon, I was like, things were good, I was looking good. Monday afternoon, it just came over me, and I like started eating peanut butter. I started eating Nutella. I started having like chocolate. I was like eating like rice cakes and jam and honey, and I like literally ate for like an hour straight until my stomach was like, just like. And then I was like, I can't do this shoot. Like, I can't do this shoot. I called my coach. He was like, get your shit together. What are you doing? So I've just basically just been freaking eating less and less and less, trying to get lean, and now my physique has finally come back into place, so we're ready. We're ready for the shoot. Ready to make some magic. It's time. I'm ascending to the gods, right?
Yes, because you're attacking the bigger.
Exactly.
You've conquered everything else on the bottom.
Exactly. I love it.
So, this is what we're going to use as a step.
Okay. Check that out. That's our step, guys.
Just now, it's going to be the pose and everything. So.
Okay.
I'm just going to test the light.
Okay.
You don't have to worry too much about anything.
like looking past them, so it's like
we could do a variation
something like that. You know what I mean?
Like it could be looking past them, looking up.
Yeah.
To where you're going your direction.
Well, yeah, like where I'm holding it.
Yeah.
Or I'm holding it and I'm like looking up even. Something like that, or like I'm holding it down here.
Yeah, maybe lower. Like if you're holding it up, it kind of is too. I don't know. To me, it looks more stage.
Right.
We want more like
just down.
Yeah, like
knife, or sorry, down sword. And wars used to be dudes taking these.
Yeah.
And cutting other people's heads off.
And other body parts and
like literally, like, could you imagine running full speed into like horses coming at you, like trying to fucking.
Yeah, seriously, people nowadays
that shit's crazy. Now all we do is just like you're on a building, just like.
Yeah, like, exactly.
It's completely different. It was way more barbaric, man.
Brutal, yeah.
Just freaking like swinging this thing.
That's why
it's like heavy.
It's if you think about it, nowadays people are so chicken shit compared to like
so true.
Back then.
Back then, people were like hardcore, man. You had like your arm was like infested with the plague, and you still had to go and go to war and shit. Like,
chop it off and move on.
No thanks, man. I'm a city boy. I'm gonna go to the mall this weekend. You know what I mean?
I was like, oh, I need some food. I'm gonna go grocery shopping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Like, I need some food, but there's a famine. I gotta eat my sister's leg. You know what I mean? Like that. But that's what it was like back then.
Those are things people.
I'm so glad we live in the 21st century. Skip the dishes. Could you imagine living without skip the dishes?
Yeah.
Like,
well, actually, we don't really eat out much, but so lighting.
Sweet.
I think it's good. Mm-hmm. But once we're actually down to the actual photo, we might adjust the lighting a little bit more.
Right, let me just see kind of.
I think I kind of want more of a catch light.
And then I want to make sure. I want to make sure as well that my physique is shown, so that from the side, because I have a thin waist, I want to make sure that like you can see. My physique. Yeah. As well as me looking up, so that it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So basically, this is glycerin and water. It sounds like we're putting poison on you, right? Mm-hmm. But it's not nitroglycerin. If you bring your hands up, and we'll just keep adding this, so we want this sweat look. I'm just cropping your hair.
Okay.
Back. Dude, you're like ripped.
Thanks, man.
No, like it's perfect. It's
so the leanest I've ever been right now
so
in my entire life. Perfect. By a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah. Fire, man. I want people to just be like, this guy is coming to fuck shit up. Yeah. Everybody watch out. You know what I mean? Like, I want people scared. Like, that's what I want this photo to, like, all the competitors competing against me, I want them to see it and be like, I'm getting second place.
Yeah.
That's what I want them to see. You know what I'm saying? So if we have this thing out, people are going to literally be like, bro, I shouldn't have ate that Twix on the weekend. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what I want it to be like. I want it to be like just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what do you want me to do? Okay. Take this off? Want to cut that? And that's a wrap, you guys. We just had a monumental shoot with the Bombelkie Twins. Super pumped up, you guys, about everything. We took so many photos, and the ones that we did get were absolutely phenomenal. Now, right after this, you're going to see a time lapse of pretty much everything they do in post, how they throw the fabric, how they edit the pieces, and overall how this is all going to come together before next week's Van Pro show. All right, so I want you guys to get excited and be prepared, because this is some epic shit. All right, I'll see you guys soon.
Okay, a little more.